My name is Kyle Cronin. I'm a senior this year.
Hi, I'm Jenny DeSantis. I'm a senior this year.
I'm Coley O'Connor. I'm also a senior.
I'm Bridget McKay, senior.
I'm Caleb Price, a senior.
I'm Kate Harrington, and I'm also a senior.
I'm Patrick Braid, and I'm a senior.
I'm Kyle Gandolfinger, I'm a senior.
I'm Holden Brosnan, and I'm a junior. So I'll start us off and explain how I became a mentor. One of my extremely close family friends, who I met around the 4th grade, has IDD, and I was super close with him. And then, luckily enough, there was a little program similar to Options in middle school that we had called APE. It was just one class, kind of like Options, but just for PE, and it was a program that I fell in love with. And a huge experience that I'll take away from Options is it's just amazing. I can't explain enough of how much it's changed my life, and it's given me an opportunity of something that I really want to do in life, and I hope to be a special education teacher someday, and it's fantastic, and I can't just feel this stuff right now. So, thank you guys.
Holden actually mentioned the program in his 8th grade interview. So you interviewed him, right?
Yeah, I interviewed Holden, and he started telling me all about how he loved working with students. Like, oh hey, I'm the options teacher. Why don't you, when you get accepted, and in 2 years, stay in contact with me, and then we'll talk. And sure enough, we did. We have an options club, and he was there every single meeting, was in my class, started getting to know some of the students. And then last year, when he was a sophomore, he applied, and he is now one of our top mentors. So he's also president of our Best Buddies Club here on campus. But I'm gonna skip over, I'm gonna give it to Bridget because she has a job, and we have to get her out of here pretty quick.
Okay, so my story is actually kind of similar to Holden's. The reason that I chose to be an options mentor is because I had worked with young adults with intellectual disabilities before. I'm a camp counselor at a surf camp in Mission Beach, and I got to work with several adults with Down syndrome and teaching them how to surf, and I just had the greatest time. And when I applied to sophomore year, I was so psyched when I got accepted, and I got to work with Bella. We took photography, and I went to history with Thomas, and we're just great friends now, and so that's great. And a favorite memory of mine would probably be doing a swim team with Thomas. That was great. We got to go in the pool every day, and it was a great time.
So my story's a bit different. My sister was a mentor her senior year, and she didn't directly tell me to do it, but I saw how much it impacted her, and that made me really want to do it. And then last summer, this is my first year in the program, and this summer coming into senior year, I did a 2-week summer school type program at Notre Dame, and while we were there, we had the opportunity to do some volunteer work, and there were a ton of options. And me and my friend, we signed up for a day at Hannah and Friends. And Charlie Weiss's daughter Hannah had intellectual disabilities, and they created a community of people with disabilities. And we went there and spent the day there. And when I got back to my dorm that night, I called my mom, and I was like, I think this is what I want to do with my life, and just being in this options program has given me so much more experience with it, and it's been just an amazing experience.
I think a lot of our stories are pretty similar, how we've been introduced to this amazing community. But my favorite part of Options is that no 2 days are alike. And there's always new experiences, and you meet new people, and you really learn new things about yourself and your students. One of the most valuable things of Options to me is that every day I'm learning something new about my student, how they learn, what color is their favorite to write with for essays, or just what activities they really love doing. And to me, that just shows how much our work is impactful, because we we've been allotted like these wonderful educational opportunities, and I think that I've always just wanted to be able to give that to someone else. And Options has facilitated me to learn these valuable skills of patience and creativity that are really going to be useful in every walk of life. And the relationships that we've made in the program is just so amazing and fulfilling, and it just really, really just makes me really grateful for my life and the people I've met and the people I've been able to help.
Coming into this Options program, I didn't realize how much of an impact it would have on me as a person. I kind of came upon it on accident. I was trying to fill classes in my junior schedule, and my counselor said, "Hey, I know it's 2 weeks after the application deadline, but how about Options?" So I went for it, and having junior the first semester in photography, it was such a new experience, but it was one that I loved, like more than any of my other classes that I'd ever had. And then Thomas the next semester, and it's the same this year. I've had Thomas and junior. And getting to know these two students has been very important to me, and I really hope I have just a fraction of the impact on their life as they have on me. And just like the memories and the smiles that we've had every day, just trying to, like if Thomas is having a bad day, he puts such a greater smile on my face than I try to put on his because he's having a rough day. And just all the memories, all the students, and all the relationships I've had with my mentors is really what this program is about, and I'm very grateful for being a part of it.
So I go to this program because my brother was born with special needs. He doesn't attend this school, but through my whole life I've been like around special needs kids and helping out in their classes and stuff, or different activities, going on field trips, and just being around it. So I naturally wanted to join the Options to be able to help as much as I could with those kids. Something that is sometimes misconceived by like typical kids is like sometimes they'll see the Options students are like they at first as different, but through this program it truly changes, I feel, the views of the kids in our classes. Last semester I had Thomas, as a lot of people have, and every single class when we'd walk in that classroom, everyone would be like, "Oh, hi Thomas," everyone would like see him and like he'd give them hugs or like high fives and stuff. And everyone was so stoked to see him because they truly bring, like the students bring a light to the classroom and inspiring, and they see him as like equals, and everyone wants to hang out with them and play and treat them as fellow students and classmates. And it's pretty amazing to be able to see that, like the transformation, and see how much the students all love each other, like one big family, and I think that's pretty amazing.
Ever since I found out about the Options program at Cathedral, I knew it was something that I wanted to be a part of and be a mentor. I thought it was super unique how we go to the classes with them, and most importantly, form friendships with them. One of my favorite memories is over the summer, we were doing summer school, and I was paired up with one of the students who was going to be an incoming freshman, and to do a scavenger hunt, and she was pretty quiet at that time, and I ended up being her math mentor this fall, and being able to see her open up more and her personality start to shine through as she became more comfortable was something that was so great to see.
So I actually joined because my brother Thomas, who graduated last year, was one of the first two kids to graduate from the Options program. And I'd ask him about how his day went when he'd come home and stuff, and he'd say like, "Oh, it was so fun, my friend so-and-so, we did such and such." And I'd say, "Oh, is he a mentor?" And then Tom would say, "Yeah, but he's also my friend." So I just think it's really cool how the mentors have such positive impacts on the kids' lives, and I joined because I wanted to have a positive impact on these kids like all the other mentors had on my brother.
My freshman year, I had Cheyenne and Katie in my English class, And it was so cool to see the interactions between them and their mentors and interacting with them in class, that when it came time my sophomore year and the applications were open, I was really excited because it was something that I had never experienced. Like, it was something I had never done before, and so it was an opportunity that I wanted to try. And I think from it, it's given me a lot of life skills that I'll use beyond high school. For example, like the patience level, like having patience with others. My patience has grown a lot, and just having compassion for everyone, I think it has also.
All right, so a few of our mentors do need to go because they have practice or they have jobs. But we are gonna open up to a little bit of questions from you guys, and then we'll have them answer. So does anyone have a question for the mentor?
How would you guys say that having a more diverse campus, diverse learners in all of your classes has affected the overall campus culture?
So I see it in so many ways. I'm lucky enough to play football too, and throw shot and discus in the spring, and I can see it on both teams. It makes the football team so happy when we see Tom or we see Junior walking around. We'll all shout and smile and be like, "What's up? How's it going? How's your guys' day?" And it's just amazing, and it's a great impact, and it helps everybody kind of mesh together, and it creates a really great culture on campus. For example, before one of our games, we're walking to the bus, and we all see Tom, and we're all smiling, he's giving us hugs, high-fiving us, shouting, hyping us up. It's just absolutely amazing, and I can't explain enough put it in words how awesome it is.
Also, I think that having different learning levels in our classrooms has facilitated us to be more accepting of different people, because I lost my train of thought. It's taught our whole high school community about tolerance and acceptance and compassion and just treating everyone equally, because even though we're not created intellectually equally, we should be treated with the same fairness and compassion that you would treat anyone else.
Yeah. I have a son with special needs. He has Down syndrome. He's in a high school in Los Angeles. And my question to you is, do your mentees ever reach out to you? I know my son's always texting. We have a peer leadership program that's a little different than this, and actually a lot different than this. But how do you handle that? Like, I don't necessarily expect him to be going to like Rangers, but do any of you ever do anything beyond the school day? Outside school, like outside football games, or even within? And how do you handle that if they reach out to you?
I am outside of school best friends with this student, Cheyenne, and we go to movies all the time, and she's learning how to text on her phone right now. So it's kind of fun to be working with her in that regard, but also we have a lot of fun. We go on hikes, and because she wants to do things outside of school, and we're maintaining those friendships that we're creating here, and we're making it go out into the world, and it's a very valuable experience for everyone, and it's super fun. We go to like miniature golfing and stuff. And it's totally, we're accessible to do that.
My brother, when he was in the program, met one of his best friends, and his name was Chase, and then they're still really good friends to this day, even though Chase graduated 2 years ago and Thomas graduated last year. Like, they go to movies all the time, on weekends and stuff. So it's really just a matter of like the student reaching out to the mentor, and then almost 100% of the time, the mentors will always be open to hanging out with like the kids. Like, I know if a student asks me if I want to hang out, I'll definitely do it, and probably the same for all of them. So it's just, if the student reaches out, then the mentor will definitely hang out with them.
Thank you.
Yes.
Have any of your mentees ever shared with you that they ever felt like, I don't know, left
every once in a while when Tom's in a bad mood and we'll be trying to figure out why, he will say that he needs friends, and immediately everybody in the class, and I'm in 7th period, so we're all in the room together, it's all the mentors and all the students, and like we write like reasons why we love Tom on the board, and we like chant his name, and like I don't know, it's really cool. And then like expanding on that, like we recently at the rally had an options basketball game, and they all played in it, and whenever one of the students scored a basket, everybody in the stands was just screaming, like so loud, just cheering as hard as they could. So they have shared that with us before, and we respond with a lot of love, I think.
I think it's also like, because it's, like I was talking about those tentacles before, because everybody's impacted by the program. So the basketball game he's referring to, we do options students and mentors versus faculty, and then like our varsity basketball team will be the coaches. And so when we did this, 2 years ago, this program's only 5 years old, the option program. So 2 years ago, the seniors were all up in the state, on their feet, cheering for our option students and our mentors. Well, this is what happened 3 years ago. The entire student body, Maggie was there, the entire student body was up on their feet, cheering for their classes. And it was so, it gives me goosebumps to even, I think we have video footage and I can show you, but it was so amazing to just see the organic, natural infiltration of cheering for their peers. And it was super cool.
Just on that too, I know and I'll get to your question right now. It has been such a culture now that everyone just looks out for one another, and especially our mentors. They are out there. I mean, they're teenagers, so they're out on social media, and they have come and they're like, you know what? We're not sure what this person meant when they mentioned one of our students, and we are on it. And so it's more of it's a bad thing, and everyone is going to be like, hey, that is not cool. You do not say any negative questions, talking about our students in any negative way. And so it's just more of a school culture now that we have, and everyone is looking out for one another. I have another question over here, and then I'll get back to you. Yes?
I've heard schools on the out who are not part of something like this that have a fear of academics being watered down. So my question to you guys is, being a peer mentor, has that had a positive effect on your individual academic performance?
So, they all jump in talking about that. The thing to keep in mind too is they're taking it, and we're going to talk about what that class looks like. They're taking it as an elective class, where some other schools have the student who's taking bio be the bio mentor. And so we feel that the course itself is of enough importance that it's its own class. So their sole job when they push into the classroom is to make the curriculum accessible to our option student, and to our academy student.
And I think that's why none of them really had anything to say, because their academics haven't really been affected by it, since it's just an elective that they are taking. Question back there.
I just want to know, just short answer, maybe you guys said it, but I didn't track it. How many of you are mentees with the options kit versus the academy?
Who's options? You're all options.
Anyone at academy?
Have you done academy? Who's done academy?
I can't guess right.
I had an academy student my first semester that I was in the program, and we went to ASL together.
So academy students don't require as many, because keep in mind in those core co-taught classes, they don't have mentors. Whereas the option students have 7 mentors, because they're pushing into all the classes with a mentor.
And the academy kids without one?
They would, but they're for religion, they may have a mentor. They may be able to ride solo and don't need a mentor. And for their electives, they may have one or they may not.
Okay. Could you talk a little bit about the difference between the experience? So you've done it twice in 2 semesters?
This is my 4th semester in the program.
Okay. So can you talk a little bit about the difference as a mentor for the 2 experiences?
Yeah, so when I was with my academy student, it was more of just being there for moral support, and I would sit with her, and if she had questions about what we were doing, I would help her because I had taken ASL before. And now in the last 3 semesters, I've been in options, and it was more of like, it's more of like working with the student and helping them, seeing like how I can modify their work to help them learn better, and how I can teach them what they're learning to help them like understand instead of just being there as like a backup. So when I was in academy, I wouldn't like insert myself in every like lesson. I would only help her if she asked me for help. Whereas in the option, when I'm with the option students, it's more of like I'm working one-on-one with them and like helping them understand like everything we're learning, not just when they ask me for help.
How do you guys help your mentees navigate a new curriculum? Like if basketball game is white out, or if it's not supposed to wear brown shoes, you wear black shoes, the things like that they may not pick up on. Do you mention that at all, or no? Even that's just
Would you just tell them?
Yeah, I mean, if they were wearing like ugly brown shoes, I don't know if I make a comment because like that might be a little mean. But like if it's like a whiteout that week at a basketball game, I would, you definitely tell them. And then we watch CCTV in options, which is how we get like our news. So during the sports section, they'd see that there's a whiteout, and there's posters up all around school that they'll walk by, like letting them know. So yeah.
Yes.
So when you're going to the inclusion classes with your mentees, how much are you modifying the curriculum versus how much is the teacher modifying the curriculum? And with that being said, I'm assuming you have to be in pretty good communication with the inclusion teacher in order to be on the same page and to understand what needs to be done that day.
So a lot of the time it like depends on the teacher, like if they're really passionate about making new assignments for our students. But also sometimes we get the ability to change assignments. So this past semester I was in US history with Maya, and we would do a lot of whiteboard activities. So after we'd sit in the lecture, we'd come back to class and just digest the material in a more palatable way on the whiteboard with like a flowgram or doing notes. And then last year in anatomy with Cheyenne, I was in contact with the teacher a lot, and together we would create interactive tests and cool labs and virtual dissections, and we got a lot of materials actually that will be good for the rest of the students that pass through anatomy that create a really interactive curriculum that is just, yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering about training. What kinds of training do you do to prepare to make these kind of modifications, and how to mentor? Kind of troubleshooting different problems. Do you guys have a training period, or how does that work?
So what we end up doing is once the student is selected to be a mentor, we have a couple of meetings, and our main training is actually during the summer. And we have summer school for our students, and we ask that the mentors come in. And this is kind of, they start getting to know one another. And we tell them the differences between like modifying and how the best way to support the students. Every student that they're gonna work with is very different, even within options or within academy. And every teacher that they're gonna work with are very different. So it's kind of like we kind of give them, this is what we're gonna do, this is how we're gonna help, but until they're in there and they're in the classroom and they're working with that student and they get to build that relationship with that student, that's really where the training starts to happen. Because what works for Thomas may not work for Cheyenne. So if we say, bullet points, these are really great students behind me, they might go, okay, well, I tried this and I tried this and I tried, but it's like, no, it's like you have to get to know that person individually. We want to be able for you to have that relationship. And then also, a lot of the teachers, like Jenny was saying, they pick up on it too, and they just have all their work, and they're able to do all the modifying, and the student is there to help with that one-on-one, and then, so it's very fluid in the way that they're trained. And we just make it work best for that student individually with their mentor.
basically like I don't know the mathematical equation, but every student, mentor, teacher combo is a different experience. So in the spring, last spring, we have several trainings on, kind of the things St. James talked, the bullet points that apply to all. Our rules about social media, confidentiality, respect, like those broad topics we talk about very candidly. Our expectations, and I think our expectations are probably higher than anything on Cathedral. We will kick kids out if they make poor choices. And so just having that conversation and that kind of blanket information shared, and then it's all about the relationships, the teacher, what works best for one kid. Sometimes things that work on Monday don't work on Wednesday. And if nothing else, they learn to be flexible and that trial and error is okay.
Yes. Right. I have two questions. One of them, are the teachers trained as well? Do the teachers come to these trainings?
So no, they don't come to the students' trainings. They meet one-on-one with Adriana before the school year starts to learn about their student. And so I want to be cognizant of their time. We're going to go into a whole presentation on peer mentor, and you can ask Adriana and I questions that we can cover a lot, but I know that they do have a life outside of me. Right back.
I have.
Do we have any more specific questions for them? Yeah.
Do you guys get graded on your class, on your elective class?
I grade them.
Are you? Yeah. Do they get grades?
Yeah, so
for the class?
I do it more on participation.
Oh.
Are they there? Do they submit those pictures? Are they at dances? It's more, are you there? It's not, hey, not necessarily like this is the type of mentor you are, but it's more, are you there? Are you trying? Are you there for that student on a daily basis?
And then they have certain lunches, they have to sign up for times at dance, events that we participate in, like resource fairs, things like that. But we'll go over that.
Yeah. Any other questions for them? All right, well, thank you guys
Thank you.
so much.